Hey there, peace, light, and love. My name is Kristen with a D for those that aren't familiar with me, and here we are with another update. I do want to apologize to a degree. As all of you all know, or those that have been following me, I am going through my journey. And there are times in my journey where I'm like super excited to share, and there are times where the journey gets difficult and can be sometimes overwhelming. And so, in order to maintain and process my present experiences, which is what I typically share with you all, um, I have to shut down. And I didn't really realize until yesterday slash today that I have not recorded a video like almost all of Scorpio season. Like, yeah, the sun had been in Scorpio. We're now currently in Sagittarius. And Scorpio season kicked my ass. I'll just be honest with you. Like, this was a challenging season to get through. But nonetheless, I went through it so that I could get through it, and I'm through it on the other side. Scorpio season brought up a lot of hurts and past traumas and old wounds, and a lot of things that are holding me back from my own abundance, that are blocking me from my own expansion. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is transformation, transformative energy, period. So the point is experience all of these things, acknowledge all of these things, address these things that are coming up, these dark experiences that you've had that are impacting your present, which impacts your future. That way, as you're moving forward, you can do just that, move forward without the baggage of past wounds and unforgiveness and bitterness and anger, and just unhealed feelings in general. And so we've moved out of Scorpio season. I don't necessarily apologize that I had to go through my process. I do apologize that it probably would have benefited a lot of you all to have this information on Scorpio as you were going through Scorpio season 2. So I am going to be more conscious of how my own experiences impact the work that I'm intended to do as well. And understand that some stuff I do have to push through. So to try to make it a point to not just tuck tail and hide when I'm going through, but to be completely transparent through the process, because that's all I desire to be anyway. So I apologize for the lack of updates. It was a learning experience for me. And here I am, Sun in Sagittarius. Sagittarius represents movement. It represents expansion. It represents moving forward. This is some of the stuff that was holding me back, came up in Scorpio season, which was a lot of stuff for me. I'm not carrying that stuff with me moving forward. Therefore, now it's time to get up and move. Now it's time to decide the destination and literally shoot the arrow and do the work to get to where I intend to be. The moon, right now we're waning. Remember from previous videos, waning means we are decreasing in illumination. And so we're moving closer to a new moon. New moon means new cycle. Okay, we're in the releasing stages of this particular moon. This particular moon phase is waning, which is releasing, letting go. You've been acknowledging again the things that don't serve you, the things that didn't necessarily work for you in this particular cycle, releasing them with gratitude because there was lessons learned or opportunities for lessons to be learned, and preparing your ground for the new cycle that's about to start. All right. I'll say that one of the things that I learned about myself during this last moon cycle was that when I'm faced with dark, heavy energy, when I am faced with physically not feeling well in my body, or, you know, emotionally or mentally being drained because you're addressing emotions and past traumas and stuff like that, it was hard for me. All right, it was really hard for me. So one of the things that I will be releasing is the lack of transparency, because like this is I'm journeying through this thing. I'm journeying with you. I encourage you to journey with me as I'm journeying. I don't necessarily like the fact that I got quiet and I shut down. Like it was almost like I could not, it felt like I couldn't focus my energy on anything else. So I'm releasing that cannot experience that I had, and I am intending to be present as I move into this new phase. So it's like, as you go through healing, like, yes, you have to go through your healing, but the world doesn't stop because you're going through something. Like, you have to understand your role in life in general, because you are connected to other energies. You're connected to other people, to other experiences, and your experience is necessary. And so just because you're going through, yes, there's a time for you to rest. There's a time for you to recuperate. There's a time for you to be still and be quiet. There also has to be balance in that. I went a whole month without saying nothing. Like, that's not cool to me. But I recognize it, and it is what it is. I can't go back and do anything about that now. What I can do is release the incapacitating feelings that I experienced while going through this journey and push myself through that as we start this new phase. So putting it out there, holding, like, this is my way of holding myself accountable, I guess, or you holding me accountable. If you haven't seen or heard from me, it's okay to be like, yo, what's up? Because I intend to be intentional and be transparent as I'm journeying, and the journey doesn't always feel good, but nonetheless you have to go through it in order to get through it. So Sagittarius season, this is a time for expansion. This is a time for you to identify what areas in your life you can expand in. Where do you desire new experiences in? Like, I desire to do a lot of different things. Like, before I did this video, I sat down and wrote out, what I wanted to focus my energy on when it comes to myself, when it comes to my children, when it comes to the work that I'm doing, the books that I'm writing, the charts that the resources that I'm putting together, the relationships that I encounter. Like, I put that stuff down on paper because that is what I intend to move forward. These are areas I intend to expand in as I begin this new cycle. The sun is in Sagittarius, which is, you know what I'm saying, core energy. Sun energy is core energy. It's abundant, it's life-giving, it's light-giving. It exposes everything that needs to be exposed. Like, what's done in the dark always comes to the light. That's where that comes from. And so that's core energy. I had to place where my intentions are as far as core energy is concerned. Personally, I do have Sagittarius in my chart. And so it's my responsibility to go back to my birth chart and figure out where Sagittarius is specifically, and to deal with a lot of the Sag energy that's in my chart. It might be in 2 placements if I'm not mistaken. I know for sure one. But nonetheless, I need to deal with that. I need to address that directly, especially while there's core Sagittarius energy surrounding me. So knowing your birth chart is super important. If you don't know your birth chart, if you're interested in learning about your birth chart, reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to assist you with that. There will be literature that will be available to you very soon to help you navigate all of the signs, moon phases. What does all of this mean? How does this impact you? As you learn your birth chart, you'll be able to, like, identify, okay, I have this placement here, this placement here. What does this mean for me? What does this mean surrounding me? Like, all of that kind of stuff will be available to you very soon. And so, yeah, knowing your birth chart is important. Knowing where Sag in my chart is significant to the work that I intend to do. But even if I don't know, or for those that don't have Sagittarius in your chart, it's still the core energy right now because the sun is in Sagittarius. So you could benefit from this energy if you tap into it intentionally. And so sun is in Sagittarius. Right now the moon is in Virgo. No. Right now, as I'm recording this video, the moon is in Leo. It's waning in Leo. We move into last quarter moon tomorrow, which is Saturday the 27th. And the last quarter moon will be in Virgo. All right. Waning, decreasing in illumination. Therefore, we're decreasing. We're releasing. We are letting go of baggage. We're letting go of what doesn't serve us. I think I mentioned that before already. Incapacitating feelings don't serve me, because even though I felt incapacitated, was I really? It's up for me to decide. I don't think I was. I think I was just in my feelings. So I intend to release those incapacitating feelings and take on more intentional, I can, I do, I will, I am energy as I move forward. So the moon being in Virgo, I do have all of my work and calendars and charts and stuff in front of me. Virgo. Oh, Virgos are very, very attention oriented, detailed oriented. They pay very close attention to details. Virgo is an energy of identify what's broken and fix it. Identify what's broken, figure out how to fix it. Virgos are fixers just by nature. They're very clean and neat, borderline OCD sometimes. It's not a bad thing. It's just a matter of Virgos like order. All right. So as the moon is waning and the energy that it's in or will be in tomorrow is Virgo energy, I need to take time tomorrow to be very intentional in identifying ways of fixing what is broken. I've been spending a lot of time identifying what's broken. I need to be intentional in identifying ways of fixing what's broken. So if incapacitating feelings is something that I identify as broken, which I have, what do I need to do to move past that? Because just because I identified it doesn't mean it goes away. It just means I recognize it when it comes up now. What do I do with that? All right. So spending time with the moon in Virgo, especially the moon. The moon represents emotions and intuition and those like figuring things out that aren't very exposed at the time, like paying attention to detail, like that's moon energy anyway. So Virgo energy, moon energy is very powerful. It's very potent. All right. And so, yes, as the moon is moving into Virgo, that is something that I will be intending to focus on over the next day or two. After Virgo, the moon is going to move into Libra. All right. Libra is about balancing. Like you hear balancing the scales, but like, no, on a more practical level, it's about justice. It's about, as you're putting pieces together to fix what is broken, it's about bringing balance. So yes, I will be identifying ways to not be incapacitated by my feelings when I experience them. However, I will not put myself in a position of feeling obligated to record when I don't have it in me to record. Okay, there has to be a balance. Sometimes you're called to rest. Sometimes you're called to just sit in your shit and deal with it and get out of it. So there has to be a balance when it comes to that as well. So as I'm identifying ways to fix the issues, I'm also going to, as we move into Libra, identify ways of maintaining balance within myself so that I don't go from one extreme, complete hermit, to the other extreme where I'm giving whether it's good or bad. Like, what, I'll be transparent with you, but I'm never going to be toxic, you know? So those times that I was experiencing darkness and having to deal with unforgiveness of myself and of people around me, you know, getting up and starting to record might trigger me, and I might start talking shit about people. That's toxic. That's not healing. It's not beneficial for me. It's not beneficial for you. So there has to be a balance in going through your process, and also remaining transparent and present within your community as well. Okay. Just as I shut down in the video, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of areas I shut down in my home too. I didn't really leave the house a whole lot last month. It wasn't necessarily depression, but then again, it could have been some, because there was a lot of shit that came out within the last few weeks. So being present is still necessary, but there has to be balance, because there's time for you to be to yourself as well. All right. So I just gave you a lot of energy. Currently, the sun is in Sagittarius. Expansion, moving forward, opening up yourself to new ideas, being creative, not being stuck in any ruts, not being blocked by any past wounds or hurts or negative, low vibing experiences. The moon right now is waning in Leo, but we're about to be waning in Virgo. Virgo, paying attention to detail, fixing, coming up with solutions. After Virgo, bring balance, because, you know, you can fix something and still not identify the benefits of rest, or still not identify the benefits of what you learned during that time of upheaval, I guess you can say. So those are all the updates I'm going to give right now. Again, if you're interested in more information on your birth chart, reach out to me. I do consultations all the time. And I will make myself available, because that's the work that I'm intended to do. So until next time, like, share, and subscribe. You know, subscribe to the Only One Kristen channel. You can visit the Only One You or One You Apothecary website, where you'll find a variety of resources to benefit you. Reach out. Social media, I'm not present on social media as in scrolling all the time or catching stuff on my walls and that kind of thing. But if you send messages, I'll typically catch the messages pretty quickly. So like the videos, share them with somebody, subscribe to the channel. And until next time, peace, light, and love.